Villa Momina, Bulgaria's forgotten haunted mansion. The dark mystery of Hisarya. Imagine visiting the peaceful resort town of Hisarya, Bulgaria, a place famous for its ancient Roman ruins, quiet streets, and natural mineral springs. During the day, everything feels calm, beautiful, peaceful. But hidden away from the tourists stands an old, forgotten mansion, Villa Momina. Its walls are aging, its windows are dark, and according to the strange stories surrounding this abandoned place, the mansion may not be as empty as it appears. One evening, a curious visitor decided to explore Villa Momina alone. The sun was slowly disappearing. The streets were becoming quiet. As he stood outside the mansion, he looked up at the dark windows. For a moment, he thought he saw something moving behind one of them. But when he looked again, nothing, just darkness. He took a deep breath and stepped inside. The old entrance door slowly creaked open. Creak. The air inside felt strangely cold. He switched on his phone flashlight and began walking through the empty hallway. Step, step. Every sound echoed through the mansion. The rooms were empty. The walls were silent. Then, suddenly, tap. He stopped. He looked around. Nothing. Thinking it was probably the wind, he continued walking. Then he heard it again. Tap, tap. This time, the sound was coming from upstairs. The visitor slowly looked toward the staircase. The upper floor was completely dark. He raised his phone light and called out, "Hello?" No answer. For several seconds, there was complete silence. Then, step. A single footstep echoed above him. He froze. Another step. Step. Someone appeared to be walking across the upper floor, but the mansion was supposed to be empty. The visitor slowly climbed the staircase. Each step beneath his feet creaked loudly. When he finally reached the top, the hallway was empty. He pointed his flashlight toward the rooms. Nothing. Then, at the far end of the hallway, he saw a figure standing in front of a large window. It looked like a woman, completely still, her face hidden in darkness. The visitor couldn't move. For a few terrifying seconds, the figure simply stood there, watching him. Then, suddenly, his flashlight flickered. Once, twice, and the hallway went dark. The visitor desperately tried to turn his phone light back on. Then, the screen lit up again. He pointed it toward the window. The woman was gone. But then he heard something that made his heart race. A soft sound from directly behind him. Step. He turned around. The hallway was empty. Terrified, he ran downstairs and rushed outside. Before leaving, he turned back toward Villa Momina and took one final photograph. Later that night, he looked closely at the picture. At first, everything seemed normal, but when he zoomed in on one of the upper windows, he noticed a dark shape, a silhouette standing behind the glass, watching. Was it a reflection? A shadow? Or was someone or something still inside Villa Momina? No one knows. Today, Villa Momina remains surrounded by mystery and dark legends. Maybe it is simply an abandoned mansion. Maybe the footsteps are caused by old wooden floors. Maybe the figure in the window is nothing more than light and shadow. But if you ever visit this forgotten mansion and hear footsteps coming from upstairs, remember one thing. You may have entered the building alone, but that doesn't mean you're alone. If this dark mystery gave you chills, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. And tell us in the comments, would you dare to spend one night alone inside Villa Momina? Because your answer might decide which haunted place we explore next.